Jim?
Wow.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, and you?
That's fine.
Good.
I see only the heavy hitters.
Ready.
Call the meeting to order. Do we have any citizens or public comments? I guess it's...
Yay! Ralph's gonna talk.
Your Honor, my name is Ralph Smith, and I'm coming to you this evening as president of the local Rotary Club. And the local Rotary Club is running a project right now where our goal is to put a first alert fire extinguisher in every kitchen, in every household in the community. And so we're going to be handing these out. We handed some out at Witchfest. We'll be handing some out at the pancake breakfast this coming Sunday that the firemen are having at the fire station. And we'll probably be handing these out at a number of other events during the fall and early winter. And as a gift from our Rotary Club, we'll give each of one of you one of these this evening. So put it in your kitchen. It may save you someday in the event your grease fire gets out of hand. And anyone else here who does not have one of these, we'd love to have you pick one up and take it home with you. So thank you.
Thank you, Ralph.
Thanks, Ralph. Are they self-explanatory as to how they work?
Well, box and throw them at the fire.
Anybody can know. Read the instructions, Your Honor. It's very simple to operate. You pull the pin, you aim and fire. So I think it's a one-use device.
My cooking, this could come in handy.
You
So
better
this
take
is
two,
good.
You better take two, Trudy.
I think I better take two with my cooking.
Any other citizens or public comments?
Say city residents only.
Welcome, everybody. Consideration of approval of the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Clerk, call the roll.
Star.
Aye.
Yeager.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
The agenda is approved as submitted. Consideration of approval of the minutes of the September 21 meeting. Any discussion? So move.
Second.
Clerk, call the roll.
Yeager.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Star.
Aye.
The minutes of the September 21 meeting are approved. Consideration of approval of the consent calendar. Any questions regarding the consent calendar?
So moved, Your Honor. Second.
Clerk, call the roll.
Hammond.
Aye.
Star.
Aye.
Yeager.
Aye. Consent calendar is approved as submitted. Business of the mayor. I have several proclamations. Who wants to be first?
Ah.
Just need your name, who you're here on behalf of.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council members. I'm here on behalf of Alpha Delta Kappa. Alpha Delta Kappa is an international honorary organization for women educators dedicated to educational excellence, altruism, and world understanding. Our Phi chapter has 43 members currently. We also, besides our own chapter leaders, we have state officers within our chapter. Susan Jacob, who's with me, is state president this year, and Judy Mulcahy is the recording secretary. We also have with us in our chapter an international officer. Linda Hughes, standing behind me, is on the international executive. She's a board member. She just got back recently from Peru because our international organization is building a school in Peru. So some of the things that we are doing for Founders Day, or excuse me, for 80K month, is we'll be having information in the community for people to learn more about Alpha Delta Kappa. We are participating in the Spook Walk. We will be celebrating our Founders Day in Cedar Falls coming this month. We'll be putting a little treat in administrator and teachers' mailboxes in October to tell them what a great job they are doing for every day for our students. And our members cover Charles City, Red Rockford, Marble Rock, and Nashua Plainfield. So all those school systems will hear about what Alpha Delta Kappa is.
Are there any questions? Okay, we'll get to you in just a minute.
Okay.
Next up.
I'm Emily Propst. I'm the domestic violence advocate for Floyd, Mitchell, and Worth County with Crisis Intervention Services. Our main office is in Mason City. We cover 15 counties. I do Floyd, Mitchell, Worth for all of the domestic assault cases. We also have a sexual assault advocate that covers the same counties and does those. We have an office here in Charles City.
Where is that?
It is on Main Street. It's 208. It's right next to the Sherwin-Williams, where AMR used to be. We're in there. So, and I'm trying to think. I think we've had that one for a while, like 2008 or 2009. Before that, we shared offices with Prairie Ridge. But we just continue to be in the community and try and build relationships. Community support is incredibly important to get the word out there. I go to many community meetings and collaborate with other agencies, and we have a really good relationship with the county attorney's office at this point. I expect our numbers to be much higher next year from this county, which is not that more things are happening, it's that more of the people that those things are happening to are finding our services. Last month, when we turned in our paperwork, my supervisor emailed me back. I had 91 client contacts in September, and I would say probably about 80 of those were in Floyd County. So being out there and community support is really important because it helps and it gets people the help that they need when they're aware of our services.
So it went up that much?
Well, those are my client contacts, not my actual number of clients. Every time I talk to someone on the phone or meet with someone. But I did have the most contacts out of everyone in our agency for that month. But, yep. Our numbers for this year, we run on the fiscal year, so we should probably get some new ones soon. But the last available ones are on the proclamation there for Floyd County and Charles City separately.
Okay.
Okay.
Other questions for her?
We're good.
Thank you. A motion to approve the proclamations.
So moved.
Your Honor.
Second.
Clerk will call the roll.
Star.
Aye.
Yeager.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Okay, the proclamations are approved. I'll come down and read them. We'll take them in the same order we did the presentations. Okay, and whereas women in education constitute a great portion of the nation's working force and are constantly striving to serve their communities and nations in educational, civic, cultural, and peace among all peoples. And whereas major goals of Alpha Delta Kappa International Honorary Sorority for women educators are to give recognition to outstanding women educators, to build a fraternal fellowship among educators, adding to their effectiveness in the promoting of excellence in education. Next, to promote high standards in education and to assist in strengthening the status and advancement of the teaching profession. To promote educational and charitable projects and activities, to sponsor scholarships and to cooperate with worthy community programs related to education and charities, and to contribute to world understanding, goodwill, and peace through an international fellowship of women educators united in the ideals of education. Now, therefore, I, James A. Erb, Mayor of Charles City, Iowa, do hereby proclaim the month of October 2015 as International Alpha Delta Kappa Month in Charles City, and do urge all citizens to honor women in education and to recognize their great contributions toward the profession of teaching. It was clear from the presentation that you gave that you are, as the local chapter here, are contributing in almost all of the things that were described. So you're to be commended for the for one thing, with the representation of Charles City in such an extensive fashion. I know it's not probably the same all across the country. So thank you very much for your yeoman efforts in these areas. Thank you. Whereas home should be a place of warmth, unconditional love, tranquility, and security, and for most of us, home and family can indeed be counted among our greatest blessings. Tragically, for many community members, these blessings are tarnished by violence and fear. And whereas domestic violence is more than an occasional family dispute, it is a serious crime that affects people of all races, ethnicities, ages, mental and or physical abilities, socioeconomic status, religious backgrounds, and genders. And whereas the crime of domestic violence violates an individual's privacy, dignity, security, and humanity due to the systematic use of physical, emotional, sexual, psychological, and economic control or abuse. And whereas over 264 adults and children have been killed in the state of Iowa as a result of domestic violence since 1995, and Crisis International Service provided assistance to 100 victims of domestic violence in Floyd County in 2014, 87 of which resided in Charles City. And whereas children who grow up in violent homes are abused and neglected at a higher rate than the national average, and more than 4 million children in the United States are at risk for witnessing domestic violence each year. And whereas domestic violence costs the nation over $5 billion annually in medical expenses, law enforcement and court costs, shelters and foster care, sick leave, absenteeism, and reduced worker productivity. And whereas only a coordinated community effort will bring an end to this epidemic of crime and violence, and we as a community must address the problem of domestic violence in our homes and neighborhoods every day of the year. And whereas a coalition of organizations has emerged to directly confront this crisis, law enforcement officials, victim service programs, health care providers, the faith community, and other concerned citizens are helping in the effort to end domestic violence. We must recognize the compassion and dedication of these volunteers and professionals and applaud their efforts and increase public understanding of this important social problem. Now, therefore, I, James A. Erb, Mayor of Charles City, Iowa, hereby proclaim the month of October 2015 as Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and urge all citizens of Charles City to observe this month by becoming aware of the tragedy of domestic violence, supporting those who are working toward its end, and participating in community efforts. I know that we really are witnessing a fairly extensive partnership that goes on with between your organization and many others, including the police department. And Focus tends to be an umbrella organization that has been supported by the city in an effort to generate an effective response to what is obviously a serious problem for all of society. So thank you very much for your work, and hopefully the numbers will get better as we go along.
Right. Thank you.
Next is a request for a street closing for Spook Walk on October 22. Discussion.
Good evening, Mark Wicks for Community Revitalization. We're having our 20th annual Spook Walk on October 22nd. Same as before, it'll be down on the recreational trail starting back behind the library and the churches, go under the bridge, and work its way around Riverfront Park. We're asking for the closure of Riverside Drive down there, St. Mary's, and then Riverside Drive up to Leland for the safety of the kids and the participants.
About how many kids or...
We average 1,500 kids a year going through this. We have about 30 treat stations. The whole trail will be decorated up, and for a lot of kids, this has become their trick-or-treating event. It's a very safe, controlled atmosphere. Businesses are great. They're all dressed up in different costumes and themes, and we have a really good time with it. The rain date for this event would be the following Monday, but so far God's loved us, so we haven't needed to use it.
Is this your costume?
This is. Pretty scary, isn't it?
Well, it's obviously been a very successful event, and it's grown geometrically over time, so we're very happy with its success.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
I so move for the request.
Second.
Clerk, call the roll.
Yeager.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Starr.
Aye.
Okay, the request for the street closing for Spook Walk is approved. Request for street closings for Homecoming Parade, October 9. Discussion.
I don't know, Hugh, do you want to get up and speak to this at all, or they aren't here? I know we normally haven't done this in the past. It's always just been the police chief that's approved these, but we kind of changed our policy and told people if you could get it to the council ahead of time, it'd be great to do the closing. And this homecoming parade, I mean, it's the same as it's been for 100 years probably, isn't it, Hugh? It's the same route.
The difference is...
You have to step
sorry.
up here if you're going to.
Sorry, Hugh, did you get up?
Speak loudly, but...
Yeah.
We also do a parade permit. Normally, we haven't done a street closing for parades, but just sort of with the new policy, what we've done now is, since we close so many streets and it affects so many businesses and the public, we're also doing the street closing on top of it. Normally, it was just a parade permit before if you had a parade, but we have a lot of parades and it affects a lot of people, so we decided to go street closing also.
Yeah, idea.
Any questions?
So move.
Second.
Clerk, call the roll.
Hammond.
Aye.
Starr.
Aye.
Yeager.
Aye.
Okay, the street closings for Homecoming Parade is approved.
Thanks, Hugh.
Consideration Resolution 122-15, approving memorandum of understanding between the Iowa Department of Administrative Services, State Accounting Enterprise, and the City of Charles City, Iowa, for participation in the Income Offset Program. Discussion. Who's up?
Judy, did you want to speak to this? Or?
Me? Oh, me? Oh, yeah, sure. I could do that.
You can always do that.
I can always talk. This is a program that Heidi's been involved in since, 2009 or 10, with great success. What happens is they take their Social Security numbers, and if they skip out on a bill or anything, we can apply to the state of Iowa to put a hold on any refunds or anything they might be getting back from the state. And they are just asking for a renewal of that agreement. I don't think anything has changed. I think it's the same thing. It's just basically a renewal of that program. So these two resolutions actually go hand in hand. The one is the actual approval of the agreement, and the other one is just an approval of the policy, the appeal policy, if anybody wants to appeal it. So it's just kind of a formality type of a thing. So. And Heidi's had great success with this. I think it was about $19,000 that she figured over the years she's received back on this. So it helps. Definitely helps. Do you have anything to say, Ralph?
Yeah, just actually, we have this, actually, we're implementing it for the whole city. So if we want to use it as well as Heidi, we can use it.
The problem that we have, though, is we can't require to get a Social Security number, and that's key. You need the Social Security number.
Well,
and
it's
so that's
there
why,
if we need it.
Yeah, we haven't been able to use it here in the office just because
Okay.
we can't get that. But it's good that it's there if we ever can get to that
Right.
point. That's good, Ralph. I didn't realize you had done it that way. Thank you.
We'll be using this to collect criminal
civil penalties that we've levied and haven't collected in the past?
I can't hear you, Keith.
Will we be using this to collect civil penalties? You've told me in the past we've had some fines and haven't been able to collect those.
Actually, this is different. This actually is the collection of it. That's the advantage of it. In other words, this is a situation where there is a debt owing, and the state offsets money owing to the person against our debt.
Yes, I understand that, but you've told me in the past if we've had civil actions that go to court and that we have a fine levied with that many times we don't collect the fine. Can we collect the fine using this
If
process?
it's a civil penalty, we might be able to, if we can get the Social Security number information.
Yeah, that's the key.
That might be the problem.
And that's the kicker with us, I know, because Heidi's program requires it. She has to get a Social Security number with all of her stuff, so she's already got it. So.
We should look at a solution to that because
We should, yeah, because I've utilized this program before, and yeah, if you can get people Social Security numbers, but...
I mean, you can have it on the application, but they don't have to give it to you. So
Yeah.
that's going to be the problem.
well, we'll see how much we can use it.
Yeah.
But
Further discussion or questions? This is for 122-15.
I'd so move.
Second.
Clerk will call the roll.
Excuse me, Starr.
Aye.
Yeager.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Resolution 122-15 is approved. Consideration of Resolution 123-15, approving Iowa Offset Program appeal process. We just had a discussion of that. Is there any further discussion or questions?
So move.
Second.
Clerk will call the roll.
Yeager.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Starr.
Aye.
Resolution 123-15 is approved. Other business, miscellaneous correspondence.
And, Your Honor.
City Attorney's report.
none, Your Honor.
City Clerk's report.
October 14th, we will have a planning session at 7 o'clock.
Okay. City Administrator's report.
Just a couple things, just to reiterate that rental registrations are due October 31st. We sent out letters to all current property owners just to remind them of the new date that's applied to everybody. We're working in a proration this year for those that renewed halfway or midway through the year, but those letters have gone out to the respective property owners, and so everybody's going to be getting an individualized note inside with what they owe, and to keep everybody up to speed to make the transition as smooth as possible. Tomorrow and Wednesday, the mayor and I are going to be in Dubuque for the Sustainability Conference. Again, they've got us sitting on a panel talking about things, so we'll be talking about the STAR program and how it's impacting or will impact the community and how we're using it so far, so that'll be fun to talk about that. Next week at our workshop, we'll have the consultants from FEH present. They've completed the jail review and the joint facility review, so they'll be talking to us about next steps and process. And we're also staying pretty busy with our RCPP grant application for the watershed project, so that's keeping us pretty busy as well. So that's about it. Glad to be back after being gone a while.
Board, Commission, or Committee reports?
Not necessarily either one of those, but I just want to mention that a number of us from the city had gone down to the Iowa League of Cities annual conference. It's got lots of good information, and we'll see if we can implement some of those ideas and continue adding positive things to the community.
Yes. Anything else? A motion to adjourn?
So moved, Your Honor.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed? We're adjourned.
Well, our home's about a done deal.
I don't know about you, Jared, but I'm going to start a fire just so I can try out my fire extinguisher.
I really should take two of those the way I cook sometimes.
My Impala up just to see how it does.
Well, see, preparation is the key.
That's right.